hope I'm not gonna laugh at myself. That's actually my first time to do this.
Yeah, but you spoke with your heart, so you were nice. You presented very well.
What's her nationality? She was 57 years old. I met her in the hostel, and she was single, and she was really nice to me. And we talk a lot, and we try to open up each other's life. And she said that she told me that you don't have to worry that you're single and you don't have children, that you're not yet married at your age. Because look at me, I'm already 57. I'm not married, I don't have children, but I'm enjoying my life. And and I'm not really answering everything.
I'm also.
So I'm not sure how much is in your money. I'm not really familiar with your money.
About stay. Tell me about stay. How much does it cost me?
Food is not expensive. I think it's all question. What's the question again? Sorry. Sorry. January 2nd. So I think always smile and just be happy. Really.
I will edit this part.
And then,
so start 1, 2, 3. Start. Hi everyone. Welcome to Let Me Be, where we talk to real people with real stories from across the world. Today, guest is someone who is full of life, strength, and inspiration. She is Filipina entrepreneur, originally from Tacloban City, now living in Manila, with more than a decade of experience running her own hostel, Heaven BHM, and a background in customer support across casino, poker, sports, betting, collections, and technical services. She's truly done it all. Please welcome the vibrant, creative, and hardworking Angela. Angela, so happy to have you on Let Me Be.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this, your podcast.
Would you like to add anything? Would you like to give a general introduction about yourself?
As mentioned, originally I'm not from Manila. I grew up in the south part of the Philippines. So that's in Tacloban City, Leyte. That's the name of my place. And I've been here in Manila for like more than almost 40 years of my life here in Manila. So I studied my college here and started working, but I was here living with some relatives and just started working different kinds of job and living independently up to now.
So, what did you did in your college? Like, which graduation you did?
I remember that was like 2002.
Yeah, but what was the subject?
I finished Bachelor of Science major in tourism.
Okay, then how come this, this Heaven BHM, that hostel thing came into your mind, and then you started something?
It was to open a business like a hostel. It was really unexpected. It was not planned, and I was not really thinking about it. But I just got invited in this kind of business and worked with it, and that's the reason why I started my business, Haven. So I just got involved, and then I tried to work on that kind of industry, and I gathered a lot of knowledge while I was working there, and that's the reason why I started my own.
Yeah. So, can you maybe take us back to the moment, when you transitioned from being an employee for 14 years to running your own business? What maybe pushed you to take a leap?
Originally since I was living in Manila independently, I was just trying my best to, to find a job here because my do I need to say this? My family is not I have a broken family. So my parents got separated when I was only first year high school. And that's the reason why I moved to Manila and live with some relatives. And I was not really treated that well when I was living with my relatives. So it was not really a good experience with my relatives when I was there. And actually pushed me to, to get out of the situation and then just find different kind of jobs that I'm gonna fit in. So I've worked in a hotel, in a restaurant, so basically almost all of the jobs, just for me to survive myself in Manila because I'm not from here. I just came to Manila and then study my college here. So while I was studying, I was also working at the same time. And after that, it was not really a good experience because sometimes I'll be out of jobs, and I transfer from different place to another place, and I meet different kinds of people, and basically to all the people and that I've met before and the places where I'm in, basically those things that were happening was giving me different kinds of experiences, and also helping me to learn and progress. And that's also one of the reason why I started my career with customer service. And then actually I got rejected how many times before I started that job because I was not really fluent in English, because in my island I speak my own dialect. So it's not really, because in Manila, if you're from Manila, you speak Tagalog here. But in my island, I speak a different dialect there. So I speak Waray Waray there. We have our own dialect. So, and then also my intonation is not really, is maybe unacceptable because when you speak English, when you apply for a BPO or a call center job, of course, here in the Philippines, if you're working in a call center, when they hire you, you have to have, they're very strict when it comes to the qualifications. So you have to speak fluently, you have to be good in grammar, and of course, your pronunciation and your intonation should sounds like you're not from the Philippines. So I got rejected 5 times, but did not stop me of giving up. After the 5 times application, then that's the only time I got accepted. But it was not really a very famous, or well-known call center job here in the Philippines. I was just trying my best to be a part of that industry for me to be able to progress myself and to learn more. So, and then of course, life change, season change. A lot of things happened to me, and you know, um, some people that you meet, that you're gonna meet along the way, and that's one person who, like, brought me to to experience of what the business that I have now. So I got invited in a hostel, and I met a lot of people from all around the world there. Is like most of the people that are staying there are travelers from all around the world, backpackers. And I was also working at that time. So I was just bringing my stuff to that hostel, and I was just enjoying the people there. And at the same time, I was working because I was working remotely. And then, I enjoy it. And then it's really fun, because you get to experience meeting different kinds of people. And, it really opened my mind because, like, before, I'm really like so close with everything. And then when I meet these people, and these people are telling me a lot of things about their experiences, it's really opened my mind. And basically, I got what do you call this? I got interested of working. So I quit my job remotely and I started working in a hostel and got promoted. I become a manager, and it's just that a lot of things happen. Um, there was a bad thing that happened in the hostel that I was working on. The owners did not really get well each other, so I went out. I quit my job there, and I just you know but I did not quit like bringing nothing. I quit my job there with all the experiences and all the things that I've learned on how to set up a hostel business, and that's how I started my own.
Amazing. The rejection actually helped you to learn English. I would say that, the, those
Like
rejection.
how many interviews like it practiced me actually. So I mean, all the bad things, there was a discrimination, a lot of things. It was hard, it was difficult, but um I don't know why at the time, when I was still young at the time, but when you're still younger, you easily give up, right? When you do something, you easily give up because you're young and you have this pride and stuff. But I don't know why I did not quit. I just continue, even if I got rejected how many times. I think maybe because I was living alone. I was living independently, and I just want to survive and support myself. So those rejection did not really stop me of you know of reaching my goals in my career.
Mhm. So like you said that, you are not really familiar with English language. Which language usually what is the native language of Philippines?
Our national language here is Tagalog. Tagalog, it's Tagalog.
Tagalog. Okay.
Yeah, but we have a lot of dialects in the Philippines. Like I think more than 20 plus dialects.
Oh,
So in my island, I speak. People there can also speak the national language, but we speak our own dialect. We understand also the national language because it's being taught in school. So we have a subject in school that's called Filipino.
okay.
Yeah, so Filipino subject, they teach us to, speak Tagalog. And but of course, when it's normal days you're not in school, we speak our own dialect. So our dialect is called Waray Waray. That's our dialect. It's different. Different words, different tone when you speak it. So yeah. So that's the difference between the but the English language, we also know how to speak English language because it's also one of our subject in school. So we have Filipino, we have English subject, but not everyone can really speak fluently, and that's one of the problem that I have before because since it's not our national language, and that's why sometimes I hate that some Filipinos are discriminating other Filipinos that can't really speak fluently. It's because they're good and they discriminate you. I hate that. I don't like that. Because first place, it's not our language of origin. It's not our national language. We don't speak English here. We speak Tagalog and our own dialect. So it's normal that some people doesn't really speak fluently. So but then most of the Filipinos are like that. I hate that actually. I'm just being honest. I hate that they because I've experienced that with my job hunting with the BPO companies. They really discriminate you if you don't really speak English fluently. The thing is, for me, it's not about because you speak fluently in English. It's about how you will work there. Because English language can be taught. You can learn that. So anytime you can go on training and learn the language, but it's how you work in the company, your dedication, you know, your talent, and because sometimes there are people that can really speak good English, but when it comes to their job, they're so lazy. They're not loyal with their work. They're not really devoted. So I don't really, for me I don't agree with that, because like for me, since I'm a business owner and I also hire people to work in my hostel. So of course, when you hire people to work in your hostel, they should also speak English because your guests are travelers. They you have to make sure that they can communicate in English. But the thing is, the people that I hire, they don't speak fluently, but they can speak English. But that's what I like about the foreigners, because the foreigners, whenever they whenever they're here in the Philippines, for them, for even if we are not really fluent, and we are not, in right grammar, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them as long as they can understand you, of what you're saying. So it's already okay with them. But if you talk to a Filipino and they hear you, then they're gonna say something not nice. So that's the difference. That's the difference here.
Yeah, thank you for the brief introduction. So who has had the biggest impact on your life? Like, how did they influence you?
Actually, these people that I'm gonna say, they're not the ones who influenced me to open the business. But these two people that I'm gonna mention, these are the two people that really give an impact to my life. So first, of course, first is God, you know, because I'm not really, my family is very religious because I have a Spanish blood. So they're really very religious. So yeah, like I grew up with my grandmother, so not really with my parents. So most of my time when I was still younger, I was with my grandmother. So my grandmother really molded me to become what I am today. So but we my religion is Catholic. So since, yeah, because my grandmother is Spanish, so they're very Catholic, and they're really very strict. So but then the thing is, like, I was going to Catholic church, but I was not really praying what I want, to pray. Like, I just go there because that's what my grandmother told me, to go to church every Sunday, or else, they're gonna get upset if I'm not gonna go to church on that day. But yeah, that's the difference. But those things that my grandmother was, telling me, it's also like, bringing me to be near with God. It's just that I haven't found that heart, or to pray, heartily. Like, I was going to church, but my heart was not there. It's just because my grandmother wants me to go there, you know. But she was the one who directed me, directed my path to 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 pray, to go to church, and you know to be near and to recognize God. I was still young at that time, but my heart was not there. You know what I mean? Like, she was just there to introduce, the religion, to teach us how to pray. But it was not really from the heart. It was more of just going to church because that's what my grandmother wants me to do. Or else she's gonna do something with me if I'm not gonna go to church. So I can say God, that's the first person that impacted me, because I because right now I really met him. I've already met him. It's not I met him. I've already met God. For me, for me. So I met God when I was on my 20s. I was not really I don't know how to pray. I was just going there because that's what I said. My grandmother just want me to be there. I was just sitting there and I can't even understand what the priest is saying. And sometimes the microphone is not really working that well. So I'm not really getting anything. And the prayer was, the prayer we they keep on repeating it. And you're not really learning and you cannot really understanding you cannot understand the sermon. So well, in the Christian church, um, I've learned a lot of things aside from accepting God as accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I've I've also learned a lot of good things there, and that's how it's changed me. And I think that's the first person that really impacted me. It's God, because like right now I'm gonna be like this without Him. He really guided me along the way and changed me. And after I surrendered and met him when I was on my 20s. And the second one is my grandmother, of course. Even if even if she's not really, even I'm just gonna say this, like my grandmother was going to church, but she's not really the nicest one and the kindest one. But she's going to church every Sunday. But I can say that my grandmother also is the second person that impacted my life, because it's not only when it comes to religion, it's also because she really teaches me good values. um at, and that's, I think, why I'm like this right now. And also she teaches me how to bring myself well, and how to respect other people, and a lot of things. So my mom was not really very hands on with me and my siblings, because my mom was not I think my mom was not just prepared, to have children at that time. So I think that's the reason why all the siblings got separated. By the way, we're seven in the siblings.
Sorry, you are seven.
Seven, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we're a lot. So the second from the eldest. We're three girls and four boys. But right now all of them are already married with children, and we live in different parts of the Philippines. And only me, I'm on the only person here who is in Manila. And then my sister is in another, part of Manila. Living in another part of Manila. So yeah, so that's my grandmother, and that's God and my grandmother. These are the two people that really impacted my life, and that's why I'm like this now.
You chose to stay single, right? All of you.
But when I hear that kind of question, I really I did not choose to become single. um, to be honest, I can't really understand why I'm still single up to now. um, Maybe I can share some things, like I had my first boyfriend when I was 23 years old. But before having my first serious boyfriend, um I have a lot of puppy loves, and it's not really serious. Nothing serious. They were just there because, teenager days and stuff. But I met my first serious boyfriend when I was 23. And actually, this was the person who directed my path to meet Jesus Christ. So he was also going to the Christian church. We leave each other together. So remember, I was living alone in Manila. I was working and studying and living independently. So I met him, and we decided to leave each other together. So we've been together for 11 years. I've been with him for 11 years. It's a very long time. But sometimes you thought it was already the one. I did not expect that. That that even if you've been with this person for a very long time, you still don't know him. So um, I was yeah, we were living with each other together. I was working. I just continue what I was doing as an independent person, and then living with him also at the same time. So it was my first biggest heartbreak, by the way, because I've lived with him. The attachment and stuff. Everything was there, and the dream because of getting married, because we are supposed to be getting married already when I was on my early 30s, but it did not happen because I think it was really meant, not to happen because there's a lot of excuses and stuff. So yeah, we broke up. We broke up last 2015, and I've been single from that year. I got my heart broken. And I don't want that to happen anymore. It's very traumatic. I already have a family trauma, and now I have a boyfriend trauma. And I don't know what's the next trauma. So I don't want that to happen anymore. I just want to be peaceful with my life right now, and maybe at the right time, yeah, and in God's will and in God's time. And if it's coming from him, I'll be open arms, with that. If it's gonna come from him. That's what I've learned right now. So yeah, not really looking. So I'm just enjoying my life. If you see my stories, I'm just posting a lot of things, that I want. I don't want people to stop me because I just want to be real. And because in social media a lot of people are posting a lot of things, but it's not even true, you know. And so people are telling me don't post a lot in social media because there's a lot of people who's gonna, evil eye you or things like that. The thing is, if you have this heart and you have your intention is not bad, why not? Why not? It's when you post something in social media, it doesn't mean that you just wanna boast, or you just want guys to see you, or just wanna like that's what I said. You just want to boast or something, or just want to let someone hear from you what you want to say. Um, Sometimes you just want to post yourself because you want to feel good. Sometimes, but a lot of guys doesn't agree with that. They don't want to post yourself in Facebook because they feel like you're posting because of guys. I don't know if you're like that, but but most of the guys, that's their mentality. They don't want you to post yourself because they feel like you're posting yourself in social media because you just want to show up with other guys. You want to, you know, show them. But though I believe that there are also some girls who are like that. But for me, I just post because sometimes you want to feel good. You want to you just want to post it to feel good, and maybe you know um I don't know what is called in English. Um, maybe you
Okay,
just
a
yeah, yeah.
lot of lessons learned. So,
Mhm.
what keeps you inspired or, motivated on the days, when things don't go as planned? So, when you were working as an employee for, let's say, a good number of years at that time, how did you keep yourself motivated that one day I'm going to start something of my own?
With my work before, I think what keeps me motivated is I think the coworkers that supported me in my work, and What else? Because it's a very long time. I'm not actually thinking about it anymore. But what else? I got motivated with my work, and that's why I was able to open my business now. Yeah. I've learned a lot of things from my coworkers and also my managers before when I was still working. And the discipline, I think I've learned that. Um, Managing my time, because if you're in Manila and you're working here, it's really a mess. Everything here is really a mess. I mean, but yeah, I always got inspired with what I'm doing, and especially things that I really love to do. And
Okay, it's too much
I'm
of
not
pause. I'll have
sorry.
to switch. I'm saying too much of pause. I'll have to switch to another question, which says that, what does let me be means to you personally? If you could define it in your own words, how would you let me be?
Let me be. If you hear "let me be," it's like, I mean, if I'm not just like familiar of that. If I hear "let me be," it's just like you just want to be you, and you don't want people to interfere with you, right? You just say, "Oh, just let me be. Just let me be what I want." Not, you know. I think for me, it's like stepping out of the usual social politeness, connections, and just be realistic, and it's more on breaking free or about the judgments, and you just have to be authentic, and simply just be real, and maybe just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Okay,
And
so like now you've started your own hostel, okay?
yeah.
And what does success means to you? Like, are you satisfied owning a hostel and you believe that you're successful, or there is still some unsatisfaction wherein you still think that there is more to achieve?
um Actually, my definition of success is different. It's not about getting what I want, because I have it's not about because I have the business I'm already successful. It's not about because I have my house, or I I was able to buy these things, I'm already successful. I just have a different definition of being successful. I think for me, success and fulfillment, it's not just about how many times how many times you fail, and you fall. Because like with my hostel, I really failed after my 5 years of operation when the pandemic started. So I was really super down. I was really crying because we're the number one was really affected of the pandemic. Number one industry that got affected by the pandemic. So I think it's how many times I get up from all the from all the failures, and me is successful. We don't give up with everything in our life. We just keep going. That's for me
Yeah.
successful and
So,
fulfillment.
so what piece of advice would you give to your younger self if you could go back in time?
Um, Piece of advice. Piece of advice. Okay. I think I'm gonna tell my younger self that everything's gonna be okay, and life is not perfect. Um, that everything that that's happening for you, that's happening to you, um, this it doesn't mean it's the end. Everything has a reason, and you don't give up also. Just don't give up. Just continue what you're doing right now, and take care of yourself. Always take care of yourself, and just continue to do that. Just continue to do what you're doing before. Taking care of yourself. You are a
Yeah.
survivor.
And how would you describe your vision for future, uh, personally, professionally, or for the world at large?
It's a hard. I I think for me, living in the Philippines, like you can really see a lot of people um that's really poor, and a lot of beggars in the streets, and I've also experienced that long before with my family, that we're really struggling with everything. So I think for me, I think my vision for the world is, with everything, is, nobody should go hungry before going to bed, because I've also experienced that when I was here in Manila. You know, I was eating one egg in a day because I don't have money to buy food. I don't have a job. I was living from different places, just transferring different places. I'm this kind of a person. So before. And also, second, I would want to change the way people look at and treat each other. So yeah.
And
That's
what does a perfect day uh, look like to you? If you could design your day from start to finish.
perfect day. So yeah, I don't have a perfect day, but I will tell you what's the perfect day
So
that I
there is a
want.
mo-
Very
there is a
simple.
movie called there's a movie called Perfect Days. Have you seen that movie?
I know I haven't watched it. Of course, when I wake up, I want to freshen up myself, and and then talk to God. So he could guide me on that day, like whatever decisions I will do, and whatever things I want to do, wherever I go. I'm gonna be protected by him and safe. You know, this is what my perfect day would be. And
Yeah.
then maybe I wanted to feel happy the whole time, the whole day. I want to be happy. I don't want to feel sad because I think that's my secret. That's why I look like this, because, and of course, because I really love food. I love food. I want to cook. I really love cooking. I want to cook really good food. I want to create. I want to create. I just want to eat and then cook good food. That's what I want. And then um, wear really nice clothes, and fresh clothes, and just to feel good and feel nice, and really feeds my soul if I'm doing that. Because sometimes if you wear really like ugly stuff, it changes your mood and
Yeah.
your day. So I wanted that. And of course, I also want to clean my house. I want to tidy everything, because sometimes it affects your personality. If you have like a messy surroundings, it attracts your personality. I mean, you can't actually think good, because what you see in your house is a mess. So I think for me, part of my perfect day is to clean my house, everything, organize, and yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna go out and catch with my friends. Maybe have a good conversation. I don't drink coffee, so I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go out for coffee. So maybe go out with some friends, do window shopping, or eat out, something like that, dinner, lunch. And then um just living simple and independently, just I think that's my perfect day. And
Yeah.
then also, before I forget, also uh, do some walks, like do walking, maybe jogging or workout. Yeah. So
So
uh,
if you could maybe, if you could just give one message to the world, something from your heart, what would it be?
um, a message to the world from my heart. This is like a Miss Universe question.
You never know, what God is preparing you to be.
I think my message to the world is that we are all connected. So we just have to be kind, and just always have to be kind and be compassionate. And because we all make the world go round, and we are truly creators, and it's called free will, so we have that. So we just have to be kind to each other and be compassionate. I think that's my message to the world.
Any Netflix series you're watching, any book you are reading which you would like to suggest?
Um, Sorry, I'm not really reading too much books, but I don't know how to answer because I'm not really reading a lot of books. But
That's okay. Any
I read
Netflix?
I read what, it's funny, but this is the book that I'm reading right now.
What is
It's
it?
it says this is the author is a Filipino. It's Neil Jed Castro, and this is like, maybe you love me when I'm gone.
Oh, okay. Another uh,
This is the
motivation.
book that I'm reading right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't finished this book, but I really relate a lot with this book, and it also like teaches me how to love myself more, and the normal things that's happening when it comes to love, and how you know you control your feelings, with everything. Because I think that's the one big thing that happens to me. And I don't know, I'm just this kind of person that's a bit emotional when it comes to love, and it's really, it's weird, but I'm I'm just, yeah. And I think it's the reason why I bought this book, because I'm just this kind of person. I'm just being real. I'm not like just pretending or some stuff. So I always tell myself that maybe that's one of the reason why the guys doesn't like me, because I'm very emotional. But the thing is, it's not about them. It's about someone that will really like choose you and accept you of who you are. So, but yeah, but I know that emotional girls like me, we have this kind heart. Right now, I'm not really operating a big hostel, because I moved to a new place. So I am about to start a bigger one, but I have already a partner with this business. So actually, uh, you have the same nationality. He's Indian. So,
Oh,
but he's living in the Philippines for 8 years already. So, and he has a lot of businesses here. So, but it will take a lot of work. So, right now it hasn't started yet, but I'm still running a small hostel. So, if there are some people who still want to stay for a bed, for an overnight stay, just a cheap place to stay, then I could accommodate them to stay with me.
okay. Angela, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Sorry, I'm not really prepared. The questions are like for Miss Universe. But I was just
Uh,
like, okay, I'm trying to be absent-minded, and then I cannot. And then I think because of Though I read all the questions, but the thing is, like, I think my mind was not just prepared today for so deep questions like this. You will
That's
really you will really say everything, you know.
That's okay. I think you were perfect. From call center flows to running your own business, your journey reminds us that, growth comes with risk, resilience, and the courage to say that, let me be who I am meant to be. So, for all our listeners, if you are in Philippines, maybe you will find your next home away home at Heaven BHM. Until next time, keep growing, keep exploring, and let yourself be. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.